some news over here.
Right.
There's a few things happening that we wanted to talk about.
Absolutely.
And the first thing, I think, Steve, to get into is the Brian Goorjian situation. Because we talked about this last week. We hinted about it last week.
We teased the hell out of it. We thought Brian would have a job this week.
Well, we knew what was happening was he was leaving Sydney.
That's right.
We knew that was going down. He left the Kings. The Kings are in a financial shambles. He was ready to move on. He's done all he can do there. Word is that Worthington and Kendall and some of those guys are moving on. So the team.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, team's going to be in a bit of an issue there. We thought he might sign on the dotted line for the South Dragons, but that has not happened at all.
No, it hasn't.
So
they've actually come out and said that they are going to talk to him, though.
They definitely want to talk to him. They want him to be their next coach. Make no mistake about it. Guy Malloy, great guy, good coach. Ian Stacker, good coach. Not Brian Goorjian.
No, they're not.
Goorjian's arguably the best coach in Australian basketball.
He is the best coach in Australian basketball, arguably.
So.
Yeah.
No, I would agree. Now, the issue that I'm wondering about is what is in the future for Brian Goorjian. That's the thing I need to wonder about, Steve, because he's, how much more can he do in this country?
Well, that's a good question, Ed, but I would say that he is Australian basketball. Brian Goorjian is Australian basketball. It means an awful lot to a lot of people who played the game here. He was fantastic for the Kings, got them to 5 finals, or grand finals, in 6 seasons. Only missed last year. It's the only time, right? And he's done a fantastic job with that team. He coaches the Australian team.
Yes.
He's been in Australia since about 1978, I think.
It's been a long time.
So he's been here nearly 30 years. His home is Australia. So I think that certainly there's not a lot more for him to accomplish here. But why would you go someplace else?
Here's my theory. I've got a little bit of a theory here, and it's not necessarily anything that I know. All I know is Oregon State's looking for a coach.
Right.
Terrible program this year. They were 0-18, did not win a game in the Pac-10.
Oregon State went 0-18 in the Pac-10.
First time it's ever been done. I think USC was 0-16 or something like that. Never been done before.
No kidding.
It's a shambles. This is a program, the great Ralph Miller, one of the legendary basketball coaches of American basketball. Gary Payton, Steve Johnson,
yes, that's right.
Mark Radford, and
A.C. Green.
Ray Bloom, A.C. Green. I mean, a very proud program.
The Beavers, for Christ's sake.
Very proud program. They are looking at a guy named Mike Dunlap, who is coach in Australia, coached the Adelaide 36ers.
Right.
Went to Metro State, won 2 national titles there, Division II, coached Mark Worthington, Luke Kendall, David Barlow, all those guys at Metro State.
Right.
If he potentially gets the job at Oregon State, or gets another job in the next couple of years,
right,
I could see Goorjian maybe tagging along and getting his foot in the door in American basketball.